Hey, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be looking at this knife here today. Really, really cool Case Model 75. And talking about it a little bit and looking at some cool things. Old Bluger. See that right there? Knife actually has a little insert in there. Bakelite scales. Look at the engraving. They don't make knives like that anymore, do they? Or I'm sorry, reels. Look at that nylon line on this. Pretty cool little knife I got at a state sale in this little box right here, which I don't think this box is too old at all, really, but it's pretty cool. I like boxes, and I really like the design on this and the effort that went into this box to make it. So yeah, that's the story on that box. If you're interested, take a look at this cool knife. It is cool. Look at all that scroll work on this knife. Pretty neat. Hey, welcome back to the Fortified Castle. Hi, all my viewers. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, happy. And we're going to look at this knife. I've showed it in a few videos, but I never really talked about this knife. I'm a sucker for stuff like this, man. I just can't resist it. And this is a Mediterranean blue. It is a scrolled knife in Mediterranean blue and some coloring on top. We'll talk about that in a minute. Got some neat little etching on the blade there, or the bolsters. Beautiful mirror polish on this thing. The scroll work on the back. And this is a Model 75, so it is 4¼ inches. Big Stockman knife with the standard Stockman blades on it. There is your Case oval shield XX on there. I haven't cleaned this knife up. You got nickel silver pins and brass liners on this. And there's the back right there. You can see it's not the best. Some small amount of gapping. Actually, there is light coming through, but just a little tiny bit of light. The gapping on this actually it looks worse than it really is. And we'll talk about that too, but let's pop her open. There's your etched tang stamp. And so that is a 24. Nice clip blade on it with a nice swedge. Nice mirror polish. Nice. The edge on this thing is really rough. Look at that edge. I mean, you can just see it is rough. It's like they let that thing chatter on the when they were putting the edge on it. Overall, I mean, it's fairly even. It's just a little bit of chatter marks right there. See the edge on this side. Looks pretty good. Pretty good edge. Mirror polished on the tang and brushed. Highly shined on the bottom there in the throat. The belly of the beast. You got a huge, really huge sheep's foot right there, and you see your model number 6375 stainless steel. A little bit of a swedge on there, not much, a little bit. Okay, and then you get your huge, really huge spade blade right there with the SS, which is stainless steel. It looks like you can see a little tiny swedge there. Barely noticeable, really. Let's go ahead and open her up. And that's your inside. Pretty nice. All right. Let's grumble about this knife a little bit. Grumble, grumble, grumble. So I'm wondering if you would buy this knife. I don't think most people would. It's just, I like scroll work. It's always, it looks old fashioned and it appeals to me. And this is 3D. See if I can, maybe you can see it there. So you've got, it's etched out into the bone. These are genuine bone with Mediterranean blue and then white on top. And, so if you spend extra to buy on a knife like this, when they do special work on these bone, that's going to wear off. So maybe you like just having a cool knife and carrying around and using it, but it's going to wear all of this stuff, especially this. It's not particularly etched very deep at all. Just a couple microns there, maybe the width of a human hair. So not very deep at all. This would wear off pretty quick. And that's one problem with a knife like this. The other problem is you're paying more for a knife like this, and so you're just going to wear it down like any other knife. So it's just like, I guess if you just would like to have a really cool knife to carry around and use for a while, but eventually, this stuff is going to wear off. So if that's what you're thinking, you might consider, it's going to wear. A really nice etching here, but the same thing, the etching is not very deep on this. Done very well, but not deep at all, and this etching is gonna come off. So I don't have any plans on carrying this knife. It's just a collector knife for me. But you pay more. You can probably pick you up a 75 for around $75. Some of them go a little bit more. This knife retails for $119, and I bought it for less. I bought it for $109, but they retail for $119, and that's these gaps are the problem I have with paying more for a case knife. And when you pay more, you should get more. And yes, that's not your typical scales on there. It is pretty, it is different. You definitely are getting something different. But it's more than just throwing some paint on something, right? It should be a better product too. When you pay more for a car, you're getting a better product, a better engine, a better compressor, a better air conditioning, better stereo in the car. You're not just getting a better paint job on the car. And so I really hate, paying more for case knives. And that's one reason why, I don't buy these knives. They sell for $300 and $500 because, if you're going to pay that kind of money, it should be a pretty good product, and they just make them the same way, right? They make any other knife, which is really a shame, right? Because obviously they don't make a lot of these. So when they make these knives, it should go to a special shop, and they should give it a little more attention and care to bring the value to the price that you're paying for them. That's just my opinion. So I'm not complaining. I bought it, right? And I didn't expect anything less, actually. So I just expect to see, poor workmanship when I buy them. They're cool knives. That's why I buy them. And this one has some really good scroll work on it. But I'd be interested to know if you would buy something like that with the scroll work, I mean, or whether it's just too much for you. And no. And I wouldn't buy a lot of this, but it's like the colorful knives I get. I buy a colorful knife because it's a little different, and it rounds out a collection. And so you have this sitting there with your other case knives, and it's just kind of like a conversational piece. My wife likes this. She likes looking at it, and when she looks at my collection, she'll pick up knives like these and go, "Ooh, ooh, that's nice." And other people do too. Maybe not in that same tone, but them. It's a nicer knife, so that's why you buy them. I wish I'd really like to buy some cases expensive knives, but I just don't trust them. Not for putting out $350. To me, it's just not worth it. Putting a Damascus blade on this knife, charging $350 for it, just not worth it. Unless they're going to up that quality along with the Damascus blade. Anyhow, again, that's just where I'm coming from. Different strokes for different folks. Hope you enjoyed the video in this really cool looking knife. And I hope you all have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holiday.